Hello, everybody. This is Linda DeVitas, owner and founder of healingsonthego.com. I'm a psychic clairvoyant medium, certified healer, Reiki healer, professional space clearer, and a whole bunch more. To see the services that I offer, go to healingsonthego.com. I would like to welcome back my co-host, Matthew Pinner, to the show. Welcome, Matthew. Welcome. How are you doing today?
Doing well. Can you hear me?
Awesome. Yes, loud and clear. It's, thank God, nice and clear. Today there's a lot of retrograde, so hopefully
Yeah.
no disturbances.
The
Today we're
moon
going to
has
talk
been
about, yeah,
the moon has been going crazy the last few nights. I mean, like
yeah,
fog-like entities that look angelic circling it. I feel like I'm in the presence of, higher energies.
exactly. Today we're going to talk about the veil, Halloween energy, and also rapture. So everyone wonders, what is the veil between the worlds on Halloween? To me, it's a dark energy, but to some people, it's lots of fun. But there's a lot of things that you welcome in without even realizing, whether it's watching TV and going to haunted places. They all come with attachments. As fun as it is, it comes with a price.
Well, the
What do you
interesting
think of it? Yeah.
interesting part about it, I was just reading a little bit about the history. So it originated in a Samhain Gaelic festival in Ireland, I guess. So, and the thought was that yes, as the veil was thinning, which it's definitely pretty much non-existent right now. That has a lot to do with end times, CERN, dimensions collapsing, time changing. I have that bird video where it's the same bird, echo image of it. Like,
Wow.
do we really truly understand how the physical interacts in dimensions? I don't think we do. I think particle physics is trying to, address that. Like something can be predicted to be in this space in this time, but doesn't necessarily make it so. And so the Samhain Festival, what they were doing in terms of dressing up in the costuming, that was meant to protect them from
Wow.
demonic, the fallen dark energy spirits.
Oh, wow.
Well,
See?
it's interesting because now, I'm a practicing Catholic Christian, but there's a lot of Christians out there who I refuse to let my children participate in Halloween. Now, I understand it's, in my opinion, gotten more and more towards the dark side, like demonic. Um, it depends, right? What are you dressing up as, right?
Exactly. What are you welcoming?
Right? I mean, if you're trying to be like a serial killer, that's one thing. If you're trying to be a demon, I mean, some of it's all in fun. I get it, but in terms of it being I should show this picture too. I know Bobby doesn't have this one, but you can see the red eyes in the face and the horn. So
Wow.
that was definitely a fallen entity that appeared out here 2022, October 26th. So 5 days prior to Halloween out here above Prescott, Arizona.
Wow.
Yeah. And, looked very angry.
It looks like a red dragon.
Yeah. And I got a video of the red dragon at sunset.
Wow.
He had the tail, everything. You could see the horns coming off. And so there's this thought that if you believe in a rapture, which I do, is it a literal rapture, like my physical body's going to change and I'm going to be in the spirit form, or is it like a consciousness rapture where we're now kicked up to 5D and we can elevate above these lower vibrational energies? So that's a big debate, right? But the Bible states that the red dragon will try to intercept the child prior to its birth. It's all metaphors for the child being, becoming resurrected in spirit, right? So becoming in that higher 5-dimensional consciousness, more light form. I've taken photos. Finishing the Lion's Gate. I take the sunset every night and I get out there and I pick my phone up. My phone was in my console. I pick it up and there's my face golden.
Wow.
Something had snapped a photo of my face in gold.
That's gorgeous. My
Yeah.
favorite color.
Like you can't see any facial features. It's just all gold.
Wow.
So
A quick hello to Anne and whoever else is watching. It shows a couple people. Welcome, welcome, Anne. Thank you for tuning in. So nice to see you. She said, welcome back, Linda and Matthew. Awesome. You know, it's funny. I was looking at someone, this male, yesterday, and his whole face transformed to Frankenstein within a second, and then it left. I was like, and then I just looked at him. I was like, I wonder what that was.
There's these videos online. People believe that, things in Hollywood are, ritualistic, and they've seen, looks like their eyes are turning to slits like a lizard. I do believe in once the veil's gone, that these entities can. I mean, I truly believe that, they call them reptilian or demonic or fallen or, alien, demon, alien, gray. These are all synonyms, in my opinion, for fallen angels. But there's no question that they're affecting world leaders right now who just decided to start going down this pathway to a third world war, seemingly for no specific reason.
Who knows what's going on behind the scenes? They report a lot of stuff, but who really knows? That's the question.
That's what I mean. I mean, with the veil gone, we're about
Yeah.
to celebrate Halloween again, which is a spiritual celebration. But the history of it was actually, rooted in trying to protect from the fallen dark energies. I think those energies have since taken over the holiday.
Yes, they have.
Right?
It's become a whole life on its own. Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. They say some signs. What are some signs or sensation that someone might feel when the veil is thin?
Well, I mean, maybe Bobby can show some of those photos, but so one or two of them, I don't know. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so this is interesting. So I just got another one today. Hold on, I'll put it up. But so another Infinity 8. But so Infinity 8, what is the symbolism? This would follow along the lines of Luke 21, Matthew 24, signs and wonders prior to his return, right? But why am I circling the 8? Why is that significant? Well, 8 is the number for Jesus Christ. It's also the symbol of infinity, meaning, when the Bible says corruptible becomes incorruptible, and we become light beings, like that photo of my face. We really take on characteristics of being divine and then eternal and then resurrected and, eternal life, right? Like not able to perish. And that's the promise that people talk about with heaven, God, people that have died and gone to heaven and come back, gone over the veil, came back. They mention, the light at the end of the tunnel, or not losing all sense of time, right? Time and space. So we know that it's a multidimensional universe we exist in, and that we are really energy, and our body's really energetic receptors and receivers and transmitters.
Exactly, that's true. And what we're welcoming by what we're looking at, and things travel. Spirit always goes through electronics, and sometimes it was when I was younger, I loved Halloween, going to spooky places, but when I got older, I saw that sometimes it affects us in not such a good way. It depends if you're sensitive or not.
Yeah, I told that story of watching a serial killer movie, and I used to work on those kind of cases in the Army. So I went to bed and I wake up and, my wife's in the room. It looks like her, from the same clothes. And then she turns around and the face turns black and jumps in the wall. So this entity, it wasn't really her. I ran across the house and she was in another room, and this entity had fully taken her form.
Wow, that's freaky.
That's really.
I forgot what they're called. There's a word for them.
Manifesting. Manifestation.
My daughter talks about them.
It's poltergeist-like activity. I've had crosses fly across my house. The door. The door was the weirdest one. During those Palisades fire, this angel appeared above the church with a P.
Wow.
And my door opened itself, and I took a photo of it, and the color of the door had changed in the photo. Part of it.
Wow.
It was a circle of white. Yeah. So
yeah, that happened to me in my book. I wrote about it when I was going towards my mother's door. Her keys were in the lock. As we got closer, me and my twin sister Maria, as we got closer, it vanished before our eyes. And we did see a black thing roll over and go into my father. So there was a lot of hauntings in that house.
Hospice, I work with mobile wound care and hospice. We work with hospice companies, and the nurses, they have videos of patients when they're passing. You see this orb go,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, we live in some people talk about this place being a simulation. There's kind of some truth to that in terms of the spiritual energy we produce and gravitate to and cling to becomes our physical reality, right? So that's manifesting. Or when we pass and this physical form dies, our ascension is based on vibration and
Right.
how
Right.
well did we vibrate in the physical. That's why people meditate. That's why people pray. That's why, that's what my books, all the stuff that happened in my books, all it came from people ask, what are you doing? What do you do? All I do is a rosary per day. That's it.
That's good.
That's all.
Uh,
That's all I do. And that's what, when Mary appeared to children in Fatima in 1917, she said to do. And so now you can see in end times, people are bashing Mary as being, no, that's a false idol, or she's not in glory yet, or you can't pray to her. Nonsense. She's in a very glorified state. I have plenty of photos of her hovering, And that's that's a dimensional door manifesting.
yeah.
Jesus said, I am the door. Remember, we've talked about James Douglas and the doors in my relationship to him. Jim was kind of giving hints.
Yeah, exactly. That's amazing. So I keep thinking, what is that name? It's mimics, mimics. When they
Mimic.
come
Yeah.
and they look like you and
I
they
mean,
change
it's
their
technically
form.
kind of a possession.
Yeah, it is.
Or an astral projection of the physical, meaning this thing was allowed to carbon copy her form. It looked like she was right in front of me, but if I really reached out, there would have been nothing there.
That's
So it
pretty
was kind of
creepy.
it was very trippy. And I had nothing to take, nothing illicit to take.
Yeah. Is Halloween, they say, a truly a spiritual day, or is it the original meaning is just about demonic stuff? I think.
No, I mean, if you really go back to the roots, which I don't know how old that festival is, Gaelic festival. The other thing it separated like the summer with the harvest season. So people talk about the rapture and the harvest. What is a harvest? A fall harvest, right? But this origin of
Oh no, you froze.
holiday is not at all
It's my
actually
super.
it was meant to protect against the demonic. So it's as early as the 9th century, and it had a lot to do with their mythology, probably more of a pagan culture than a Catholic or Christian one. But at the time when this thing happened, they were dressing up to protect themselves against negative fallen energies.
Oh, okay. So I hope you don't freeze, Matthew, because it's coming in and out.
Right?
What kinds of spirits are most active during Halloween? Ancestral, wandering, or elemental?
I get the stuff I get in the skies.
Oh,
And
okay.
it
I
can be
think
the
all three,
fall.
honestly.
It can be the fun. Maybe Bobby has another photo.
Right.
Yeah, so that was the other night. So they talk about the rapture and a trumpet being blown or a shofar. So that looks like a golden shofar in the form of an angel kind of holding a baby at the end.
Oh,
So
how cute.
this to me is communication between the realms, right? The spiritual realms. And as we're getting closer to Halloween, there's more and more of this veil thinning apparition here that's also trying to convey the season, and not just the season in terms of we're in autumn, we're
Yeah.
near a harvest, but a harvest of souls is coming. So
Wow.
that's where you're using like a Halloween or a hallowed eves or whatever, to show that the veil is really, really coming apart in end times. And
Wow.
it's for a good reason, but it also means like I'm hypersensitive to that realm. So I have to do a whole lot of protection upon my own life. Um,
Right.
Prayers daily.
Exactly. And it's mostly, I think it's all three ancestral from different, lifetimes, different linear times. Everything they say, like our earth, and there's another earth over us. They see us as spirits. Then there's the wandering spirits that never even crossed over to begin with. And then the elemental was the ones that, cross through different dimensions when certain portals are open. So I think like all three of them, honestly, they all come through at once. But now, I always tell people Halloween is fun, but always protect yourself from any harm. You never know sometimes what could come through.
Yeah, I have to. I do for sure. And I don't really, to be honest, I don't dress up really or celebrate it unless, like last year, I think we got invited to like you had to wear pajamas, but I don't. I don't have a costume. I'll put my samurai costume on. That's about as much up as I'll do.
Exactly. And they say, you can protect yourself. They can ask, okay, how do you protect yourself? Protect yourself through prayer, certain crystals, anything that you feel safe. Put yourself in a ball, white light, so there are different types. How do you protect yourself, Matthew?
I use holy water. I put holy water on my face every morning, and it really, really. People are like, "What do you do with your skin?"
Yeah.
They think I do this elaborate ritual, and that's all that I do. I feel protected when I do that, and then I say a rosary, and then I also have a spiritual warfare manual.
Wow, that's
prayers in it. Yeah, it's very powerful. And like the other night, I got the face of the red dragon. So you were just talking about that. So he appeared. Was it last night or the night before? But look, I mean, you can really
Oh
see.
wow, it really shows. Yeah.
And like he's sticking out his tongue, and there's his his horns, and
wow.
His whole this whole thing went across the sky like a big red snake.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all shows in the skies, that's for sure, when you're really paying attention. Some people do readings with the skies. Do you do that too?
I see things. I get so I got a big 31 in the sky the other day.
Oh wow.
So people talk about the rapture. Some people think it might be on the 31st, which is Halloween, which God would love to give the devil the what on his own holiday.
Exactly.
There's a famous quote regarding Halloween, and Anton LaVey, who was head of the Satanic Church, and he said that he is grateful that Christians give the devil at least one day a year. Like,
I know, right? One holiday for him.
He made a good point, though. Like, it only takes one time for something to get latched onto. You may not even know it's there. It might be with you for decades and affect mood or behavior or decision, or habit. Exactly. So that's why I believe like in a daily kind of resetting, and then I feel my energy is higher for the day, but blocking those things that are fallen and want to drag you down with them into that low vibration.
Exactly. And it's always like that. The demonic energies will pull you down into like a very dark sorry. Excuse me. They'll pull you down into a very lower dimension where it will attract that stuff and certain energies, like you said, you dress as, you're welcoming that kind of energy into it. So it's like really crazy. Like if you go around, you see certain people putting like the devil's horns on their house. What do you think that's saying? Welcome in, demons.
Right? Yeah.
It's true.
They talk about cleaning your house. Like the house is a metaphor for yourself, your body, your aura, your psyche, your spiritual house.
Yeah.
In order,
and that's especially what you put at your door. Yeah. All right. We're going to take a very quick commercial break, and we'll be right back right after these messages. Stay tuned, everybody. Hi, I am Linda DeVitis. I am a psychic, clairvoyant medium, and certified healer. I have also written a book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and on my website, www.healingsonthego.com. If you would like to book an appointment with me, call me at 917-929-4935. Thank you.
Welcome to Paradise Content Creation Studios, where your creativity finds its perfect home. Imagine a space where innovation meets inspiration at every corner. Our state-of-the-art facilities are designed to transform your ideas into extraordinary realities. Whether you're crafting cinematic masterpieces or viral content, we have it all covered. Join a community of creators who dare to dream and push the boundaries of possibility. With cutting-edge technology and a passionate team, your projects are destined for greatness. Step into a realm where every detail is meticulously crafted for your success. At Paradise Content Creation Studios, unleash the power of your imagination and watch it soar.
Give me my soup. Oh, welcome everybody. Welcome. healingsonthego.com. I would welcome back my co-host, Matthew Pinard. Welcome, Matthew. Welcome.
Hello.
So today you're a little blurry, but I think it's clearing up a little bit. So the difference between the good and the bad. So Halloween is all about spiritual entities, and there is good in it too. Like I love the pumpkins. Pumpkins are symbolic for abundance, prosperity. Some people use them for, believe it or not, to get pregnant. I know a lot of people that during this time, if they're looking to conceive, they buy the pumpkin. For some reason, it's also for fertility.
Yeah.
Also good things, to Halloween, which is a lot of fun. I love the pumpkin pies and the spooky but nice kind of, like the cozy kind of thing. And who doesn't like a little old witch right in front of their house?
Right.
So it's a time for magic, little magical stuff. And as I say, we always, use it for our highest good. So pumpkins, what else is Halloween good for? Harvesting, corn, all the fun stuff that just comes around once a year. I try to see the good in it because the bad I'm not interested in. Like craziness.
I was reading this thing about the pumpkin is like a metaphor for our fallen or sinful nature. Like we can't just clear out the insides and dump it. Like we need God to do that for us. So that's a metaphor I've heard that they use for the pumpkin.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
Yeah.
And they say, what energies are you calling upon? The good, the bad, the evil.
I can't be around fallen energies. I've been around many of them my whole life. And the scariest thing for me growing up was they came at me through people that were in ministry even.
Wow.
Yeah. So imagine the mind melt of that, right? People supposedly serving the light.
Oh my God. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. People supposedly claiming to serve the light are actually serving the darkness, and it gets very hurtful and confusing, and you're like, why is this person attacking me? What did I do to them?
Yeah.
The fallen always come at us through the people closest to us because they know it aggravates us the most and confuses us the most. Like, why is this person I'm supposedly loves me treating me like I'm not
exactly
good? So
yeah. Well,
it's something we all have to monitor. I think we're all guilty of it at times where we throw negativity at something or someone we don't agree with or don't like, or
trust me, I know the feeling. So I understand completely, but as they say, the dark side knows everyone's weak spot, and that's how they present themselves. So like I wrote in my book, they know how to speak through. They download information through our mind, and then it's up to us how we respond to it, because that's just how it is. And that's
I say that in my books. They're fully capable of planting.
Oh yeah, but they do that. Yeah.
And go back to the pumpkin analogy. What do you haul out of there and then cook in the oven? You cook the seeds. What are seeds can be sown spiritual seeds, right? Am I going to tear this person down or try to build them up?
Right. Exactly. So there's a lot of spiritual activity and there's a lot of chaos in this world. So what do you feel with the biblical prophecy?
I think there's not even a doubt that we're deep in Revelations. I'll give you an example. We had that. I'll pull this up right now because it was significant. 6.2 earthquake
Wow.
the other day in the South Pacific at 10:04 a.m., which 10:04 in Strong's is another word for a palace, right? Revelation 6:2. So the magnitude was 6:2. Revelation 6:2, and I saw, behold, a white horse, and he had upon him a bow, and a crown was given to him, and went forth conquering and to conquer. Now, who is that in the Bible? That's the Antichrist going and starting Third World War. What is happening right now with the gentleman in the White House that believes he's a king, and is going about to go conquer Venezuela, which we've never had a historical conflict with ever, right? And leaving our borders maybe possibly open to communist nations that have real weapons, So
I know. It's just not a good thing. We like peace and quiet and do our own thing. We don't need some kind of craziness happening.
the thing I love most about the Halloween, are the smells of fall, the leaf changes,
Yes.
pumpkin pie. Who doesn't love that?
Exactly.
We do cook the seeds. I generally carve a pumpkin. We cook the seeds and then eat them. So,
Oh, that's nice.
yeah.
Oh, good. Well, there's a lot of fun stuff to Halloween, and it's not all negative. It's really nice and fun for the kids too. They have fun. They do little, trick or treating and stuff. Do you believe Halloween's rise in popularity could reflect people unknowing for deeper spiritual truth?
I think it depends. I mean, if you're going to watch Halloween with Jamie Curtis, you're probably not going to get a lot of spiritual truth out of that. People like horror movies, right? Because it kind of
they do. They give them a little rush,
right? I like I said, I can't stand being around the lower vibration ones.
Yeah.
So I try to do everything I can to put myself in a higher vibration, higher level of ease. But I don't seek out the dark. I don't like being around it, especially in end times. I mean, if and when the rapture happens, I don't want to be anchored down by something.
Exactly. That's why we always have to keep our vibration up so we don't attract or vibrate on their level. Uplift, keep our, energy high. And they say, how do you keep your energy high? Doing your highest thought, your most joy, your happiness, and doing good. That to me makes me happy.
Yeah.
So, whoever does darkness is just pulling you into a dark pit.
Well, there's that Bible saying too, which I think is starting to happen more and more. Like people are waking up to, official narratives we've been sown over decades, aka assassinations of presidents, giant implosion of buildings in New York. I'm just going to leave it at that, where all of a sudden a different narrative comes out about what really caused those things, right? And the Bible talks about everything done in darkness will be brought to light.
Yeah.
So nobody's going to be able to disguise things they've done. How often do we see that, though? Yeah, how often do we see that on Wall Street? This gentleman that swindled all these elderly out of billions, right? And they, it's like, how do you think you're going to get away with it, right? And then also the Bible talks about they'll pray for the rocks to fall in on them. So like this glorious appearing of our things, like maybe can we see another picture, Bobby? The more we start to sense and see the divine coming through the veil, I believe it also, when I see these things, I get a spine chill half the time, or a message even. So they're communicating, and these are messengers. Angel literally means messenger between on, heaven, and hell, which I believe is here.
Yes, I believe that too. Because there's so much suffering, can't be like heaven.
Right.
Everyone's suffering in their own way.
Do we have another photo, perhaps, or
Bobby? Do we have another photo? Let's see when he pulls it up.
Okay, so on hell, exactly what I was just saying right here. I took this a couple days ago. I mean, I clearly see wings, an angel, and a little trumpet coming up in the middle there.
Right.
So they talk about rapture, if it is on Halloween, they say he will descend with the voice of an archangel. That they're talking about God. and call us up to the glory cloud, which is going to be the title of my 9th book. But these are the in-betweens right now. This gives me comfort when I see that, and that I seek those out more than the fallen. If I'm going to see the fallen, I want it to be at sunset when they're being pulled out, like I showed you the face of the red dragon 2 nights ago. So this is welcome for me, and you can see the light there. It's just golden, and I've shown this to other people. There's clearly a face there ahead at the top of some kind of,
it looks like a little propeller.
yeah, or a trumpet or a sickle or something. But so, yeah, I mean, that's what I seek out, those higher, the ones that are going to get you to the state you need to be in to be able to escape, a world that is very low vibration right now.
Yeah, unfortunately. You
Right?
would think things would get better, but
Like I've
especially
never,
first, I feel
sorry,
really
my
bad for the people. I feel really bad for what's happening November 1st. I pray for those people that, need to eat, and it's very sad. It really breaks my heart watching videos like that,
yeah.
with the food.
And
Very
the
sad.
Bible talks about it being far worse, like the 4 horsemen being war, famine, pestilence.
Oh
We've
my
seen pestilence, right? We saw that up close and personal. We're seeing wars coming closer and closer. Famine. I mean, the Bible talks about in tribulations, which we're right at the doorstep of. Really, $100 for a loaf of bread. $100 for a loaf of bread. I mean,
What?
yeah. You'll work all day just to buy a loaf of bread, just to eat with your kid. That's again. And so the rapture is the escape, the belief that corruptible becomes incorruptible, and we get to escape like that thing right there we just saw.
Yeah. What do you think Jesus or biblical prophets would say about today's world? They'd probably faint.
I get angry with this notion because so many people, when's Jesus coming? When he gets back, when he gets here, I believe he's been here. You need to read my book about, you had a prophet, a modern day prophet. I've taken almost every single one of his songs and shown how they all came true. And you know who I'm talking about, James Douglas Morrison of the Doors. And I'm not the only one that believes this and has seen it. I believe that was somebody that was seen ahead of time. That was from the same kingdom. He talked about, he did not serve Lucifer. He talked all the time about, Passion's lady, who we know as Mother Mary, and this other Jah in the other kingdom. So I think he saw somebody else coming after him that would be able to decode him and show that prophet. I think prophecy is happening right now. Acts 2:17. There's hundreds of people on YouTube. There's now dedicated YouTube channels just to the rapture, and children talking about seeing him on a cloud and the firmament opening, and
the time is coming.
I believe it. I think it's pretty necessary.
Yeah, it's just there has to be some kind of intervention.
Yeah, for sure.
So when you look up in the clouds, do you see spirit guides or just normal, like just general?
Like what we just saw. Maybe Bobby, can we put another one up? These are great though. Thank you. But yeah, that one we just saw, raising a trumpet or a sickle or what, Yeah, there's another one. So this was a bride. So this was a wedding bride, and I can't remember it. It had a meaning. The time, I always note the time that they appear, and when I get the photo of them, and this one appeared at a specific time that had something to do with rapture, something like that. I'm trying to remember what the actual time was, but again, there's a bride. You can see her right there at the top. She's looking down. There's like a trumpet there to me. But yeah, that's beautiful.
That is, and it looks like the side of the Parthenon. You see at the corner. To me, it looks like a little bit of the Greek Parthenon.
Yeah, or like a vase of some kind, or some kind of chalice.
Yeah, it's amazing how everything speaks if we just tune into it.
Or people don't always agree with me, like what I've claimed in the books, but I'm telling the truth. But what they do say is, you've got me looking up now. You've got and if that awakens something in them, then good. That's the whole point of it.
Exactly. Take what you resonate with and just, go with the flow. That's awesome. So tell us, do you do any spiritual cleansings or just the rosary?
Again, the holy water, garlic works. It does.
And
I
bread,
know
I
that's the
heard.
old vampire thing, but it does work. Candles, white candles, black
Yes.
candles. I carry rosaries in my car. Oh, I got to tell this story because this is a perfect example of a miracle. So
Go
you've seen Bruno. Okay, Bruno's like a YouTube sensation. He's
ahead.
my black lab chow.
Ah,
Swear to God, took him to the dog park Friday morning. He usually bolts past me out the door, which he did. Runs right into the street, gets run over by a SUV.
what? Oh my,
Pops up, not a scratch on him, not a broken bone, not a scratch on him.
really?
But I watched the whole car roll over him, and I said,
Oh my
I
God.
thought I was going to have a dead dog.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
My joke is, dog is God backwards, but it was
That's
truly.
true.
I mean, you want to talk about cancel my subscription to the resurrection, right?
Oh wow,
Here's a dog that just refused to die.
that's freaky. Yeah, it's a
And,
miracle.
and here's the funny thing about that. So in Revelation, they talk about the two witnesses, right? And they preach for 1,260 days after the rapture. And the Antichrist comes and kills them physically, and their bodies lie in the street. This is biblically prophesied for 3 days, and then God raises them up. So, yeah, there's biblical stories. And I think ultimately, something like Halloween, it definitely, like El Dia de Muerte in Mexico, the Day of the Dead.
That,
So they understand that there are people are painting their face like skeletons. They understand there's this veil, right? And it's starting to thin, and we're starting to see like just that, wedding brides coming through, which is communication, for my opinion, for all of us from heaven, saying a wedding's coming, king's coming. You're going to have the wedding supper of the Lamb of God,
exactly. Like the African masks, they come in with masks, but it's to ward off evil. So not everything is bad. Exactly.
Right.
There's a lot of things like the American Indians. They come with their feathers and stuff, but they're breaking negative energy. So it's a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take one more commercial break, and we'll be right back right after these messages. Stay tuned, everybody. Hi, I am Linda DeVitis. I am a psychic, clairvoyant medium, and certified healer. I have also written a book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and on my website, www.healingsonthego.com. If you would like to book an appointment with me, call me at 917-929-4935. Thank you.
Are you looking at me? Are you looking at me in this beautiful set at Paradise Studios? Yep, this is Studio A, Paradise Studios in Long Island, New York. Right now I'm getting ready to record an infomercial for a client. If you need a place to record an infomercial, a news program, a sports show, this set is the bomb. We're set up now for a 3-camera shot. We got the green screen going. We do have a full LED video wall. So there's a lot of options here. So if you need to get some content done, if you have a product you want to showcase, if you want to set up a little infomercial, we can put it all together for you. This is the place to do it. Let's get your product, your brand out there. This is the place. I can help you do that. I'm the man for the job. My name is Bobby Lucera from Paradise Studios. I invite you to give me a call. Let's talk about your project and let's make it happen.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back with my co-host, Matthew Pinard. Hello, welcome again. So today we're talking about Halloween, rapture, and end of times. One more thing about Halloween energy. Halloween is what you make of it. Last year, I was Glinda, the Witch of the North, I guess, from the Wizard of Oz. And they're like, oh, it fits you to a T. Because I love, nice, magical, Wizard of Oz, nice stuff. And so I was telling them the story that one time I was at my mom's house. And as we were going upstairs, there was this homeless man there. And he was laying on the floor. So I told my twin. I said, if he gets up, just whack him. Sure enough, once he got up, he looked like he disappeared. We don't even know where he went. And the whole building in my mom's house is haunted. There's been so many suicides in there. And go ahead, what were you going to say?
No, crazy, interesting story. And I remember reading your book about how you encounter spirits and stuff.
Yeah.
So I do a rosary every morning prior to my doing work sales calls, and I do it, before 8 o'clock. And I get to this gas station, and I had just done all these prayers, and I'm walking in, and there's a homeless lady sitting at one of the picnic tables, and she's reciting the prayer I had just been doing.
Wow.
Right. So here's the thing. Like if we all, they talk about in heaven, like we have telepathy, right? Or I can read your mind, or I can sense your energy, or I can sense you're pulling on my, I can sense you want to talk to me about something. I think we're really, as we become higher states of consciousness, I think that's what happened. I think some kind of like angel was following me from the church, went into the gas station, and the woman just started praying to Yeshua, like in front of me.
Wow, that's amazing.
Calling him by that name, and I was like, they talk about, I have a psych degree from Michigan, so I believe personally, like sometimes, not all the time, but like psychosis can be spiritual attack.
Right.
Think about what psychosis is. I'm hearing voices.
Exactly. Psychotic.
But what if those voices are like fallen angels or good angels trying, and they're trying to
talk through. Exactly.
And that's why a lot of those folks have a hard time functioning in society, as you could imagine, right? No one wants to hire them. Right. Everyone thinks they're dangerous.
Right.
And true. Some of them do become dangerous because they listen to the fallen, right? But again, another example of, and that's where I think we got to be careful on Halloween, especially with children in like demonic costumes.
Oh, no, I don't like that stuff. Yeah.
Or even witchcraft for children. Like I saw there's a witch starter kit for little girls. And I mean, like, man, I mean, you want somebody strung out on meth and, living homeless. Exactly. Like that. If you only understood what you're bringing to yourself by doing that stuff, it's stuff that really wants to harm you and harm other people.
My husband went to the store with my daughter. And of course, that one time I'm not there. So I thought she was get a cute little princess dress. I'm like, okay, go get it for her. She comes out with this mask with horns. I go return it. I'm like, what the heck is that? Everything I talk about. And I'm like, there's no way you're going to wear that ugly thing. I threw it out. I don't want no horns and, in my house. I'm the one that always talks about, keeping away from me. I'm not going to welcome it. So, yeah, I totally understand. So it's crazy. Like, certain things you just don't want in your house. Unless
I have a story. I did an exorcism in Colorado, young lady that is now in one of my books. And I had met her at the restaurant and told her about the books. And she was telling me about a daughter. She had a daughter that was in some, drugs and law enforcement problems. And I walked into the daughter's room and there's like a demonic mask. And I did the three-line prayer that I use now, the Ashanti Anunnaki Adonai, Ashanti Anunnaki Anhel, Ashanti Anunnaki Sancti. Walked right outside in front of the whole sky. Massive, huge archangel with a face and wings. Like it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Appeared like that.
Wow.
And
that's beautiful.
To this day, though, because there's such a war going on, and we've already passed the Revelation 12 sign of 2017. So that means the war in heaven is now spilling over. And I think that's why you're seeing more of these. Do we have any more photos left?
I don't think so. Let me see. That's it. Bobby's going to check.
All right. But I think that's the war in heaven. Somebody was saying they were hearing like metal clanging in the skies,
Exactly. There's certain things that appear out of nowhere. Like when you're looking, then all of a sudden it's like, it comes like that man that I saw yesterday. His whole face looked like a weird kind of Frankenstein. When I looked again, it was completely gone. So like, I do feel that the veil is thin and certain energies are coming in. And if people are open to it, like if they take substances or stuff like that, I feel like it goes through them because everything's a channel. That's why I don't drink, sure, you could drink if you want to, but I know that those are portals for things to attach themselves. That's why they say they act out of character.
I like wine. I do. I'm not going to lie. Probably not great for my liver, but I like wine. And my book, my first
That's
book's
okay.
The New Wine. And I think wine is like a gift from God. And I feel like, especially reds, certain reds, I feel very much on the good side of the spiritual, experience when I do that. But I don't do it to excess, right? Obviously. But I feel like it's not, people sometimes say, well, you can't do spiritual work and drink. I'm like, I've
Yeah.
done some of my best creative work, paintings and poetry and books, drinking wine.
You were drunk?
Not to the point like I'm passed out, but just to the point of, I believe it's a very, why do we drink it at church, right? It's from
Well, yes, drink it, fine, but I'm talking about getting drunk. Drunk, that's what,
no.
yeah.
I mean, like some
Drink
wine,
is fine, but drunk, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like certain people, like they say, oh, they act out of character because there's things that are entering them when they're drunk. Sure, you could drink a little bit or whatever you want, but drunk is different. Also, drugs, they're all portals. Everything you do is opening up an energy, whether it's good or bad. It's creating something. So that's why I'm always mindful. Like, what am I attuning to? What am I focusing on? Everything, it's like one chain to the other. One attracts the other.
Yeah.
So, what does lifting the veil mean to you?
My third book is called The New Wine, The Veil Rent.
Oh, nice.
So let me explain why I chose that. It was kind of given to me clairvoyantly, telepathically, but the veil rent, like when Jesus died, right? The veil tore in half in the temple, and an earthquake happened.
Oh, wow.
So when I think of the veil rent, more and more people, I have a friend, Jacqueline, lives in Illinois, lovely family lady. She gets photos just like mine. And she knows immediately that's Mary, that's Jesus, that's Gabriel, that's Michael. Sometimes when my arches visit me, they will put their initial in the sky, and it's very, very clear. So to me, the veil rendered or rent, the rent is like a debt, right? The veil being torn was the debt paid. So Jesus talks about, when I come back, will there be faith? He talks about they will have eyes but not see, ears but not hear. He's talking about spiritual sight.
Yes,
so when
exactly.
the ears ring at certain times, that means palace or heaven or shofar or trumpet. And it's happening to my spouse as well. I know it's not a mental illness or a sound ear issue from this military service. Okay. It just means we're more hypersensitive to the other realm, both with the fallen ones and with the light ones. The reason I do the prayers daily is to block the fallen, block the dark ones. And the veil rendered, I'm now be able to see through it and see, after I did that rosary, what came through. Exactly. Was it an infinity sign today? Was it a number 31, which I got the other day? Is it a trumpet in the sky? Is it a bride in the sky? Is it a diamond ring? I have like dozens of diamond rings, and you can see the diamond, and they're huge, almost half the sky. And so that to me is where there's no veil. If people want to look at my photos and say, "Oh, come on, what are you? You're crazy. That's a cloud," which I've had happen. There's others that are awake, can see through the veil. Here's a perfect example. This was a huge Christian cross. How can you mistake that as just a cloud?
Wow.
So that's the veil being open. You're seeing what's right there, right in front of you in a parallel dimension or a spiritual state.
That's amazing. Wow. So, in your opinion, do spirits choose to come forward more on Halloween, or we are just simply more receptive?
I think it's what you do on that day. If you do prayers of protection, which I'm probably going to do.
Yes, me too.
A night of demonic activity historically, then I think you'll be okay. But I think that we have an entertainment industry that, like The Conjuring, how many Conjurings do we need? The Conjuring Last Rites, The Last Exorcism, everything right now is demonic exorcism.
It's
And
true.
a lot of the
Everywhere
movies,
you
the demon takes over permanently, right? So there's kind of like programming going on.
go.
You just got to be mindful of that. When this thing came through and took her form down to what she was wearing, that came through because of what was on the television, which was a serial killer movie with Kevin Costner, who I love. But now the guy that did Dances with Wolves is a serial killer, and that affects vibration. That affects what comes through the portals. The doors,
Exactly.
Jim called them the doors, right?
That's true. Well, yeah, it's very interesting what comes through and what comes out. There's a lot of portals.
When they
Yeah.
talk about James Douglas, my twin brother, Jim Morrison, then they call him the devil with leather pants. Was he the devil? No. Could he sense the devil trying to derail him? Yeah. But here's why he wasn't. He was delivering 50-year ahead prophecy. Okay, demons aren't typically going to prophesy, right?
That's true.
You can argue that he lived a sinful lifestyle, but in end times, I'd say the majority of us have something we're trying to corral or tone down.
Exactly.
But that also has to do, that's also an attack in and of itself. The majority, I think that the problem with addiction specialists is they treat it from a psychology or psychological aspect, and arts could be something going on there spiritually that they need more,
Exactly. That's true. Well, we only have like 2 minutes left, but if someone wanted to reach you, where would they be able to find you, and your books too?
Yeah, Amazon, Matthew with 2 T's, MATTHEW, Douglas 1 S, PINARD.com, or on Amazon, type that in. 9th book should be coming out called The Glory.
Wow, you have a 9th book coming? That's awesome.
Yeah, The Glory Cloud. I don't know if I have time to show the book cover, but so I got to give a shout out to Lizzie McNett, who is my publisher in Chino Valley, and she does great design work. So this is going to be the.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, now look at, so you can see the figure right there. Well,
Very
it's a
nice.
head with crown of thorns.
Wow, nice.
So what is that? Again, veil rent, veil being dissolved.
Awesome.
I was listening to, I think it was Joe Rogan. I think Daniel Baldwin, or no, not Stephen Baldwin, was talking about the soft parade. So the soft parade is one of Jim's prophecies, and the soft parade is about the parade of souls up to that glory cloud during the rapture. So that's why Jim wasn't demonic. A demon doesn't want you to believe in a parade of souls up to heaven.
Yeah,
That's the opposite team.
that's true.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in. If anyone wants to reach out to me, go to healingsonthego.com. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all over.
Thanks, Bobby.
Thank you so much, Matthew, and happy birthday to Bobby. God bless you all.
Well, make sure you guys post your Halloween costumes.
Yes. Like and share, everyone. God bless you, and thank you for tuning in. Have a great night, everyone.
Yeah.